Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another Legally on America video. I'm, of course, Paul Glasgow here. Kind of a different setting for me today. We have some bad weather that's going to be coming through central to South Louisiana today, and I think other parts of the country as well as this storm system moves through. I'm not trying to do the whole weatherman thing, but I'm coming to pick my son up earlier from school today because I don't know how bad the weather is actually going to get, but I wanted to drop this video real quick. Remember we talked the other day about the White House was freezing all spending, whether it be U.S. aid or whatever, all the weird little bits of spending that were going on out there frivolously that they're uncovering left and right. They froze that, and you had to get White House approval before you made any of those payments. Well, Friday, if you guys will remember, I mentioned that FEMA, knowing that people in West North Carolina and East Tennessee, including, let's include these people also out in California with the fires, and look, Maui, they're still out there suffering. Even though those people have not been helped and taken care of yet by the Biden administration, they are by the Trump administration, still $59 million. $59 million from, guess who? Who was it? FEMA went out last Friday to New York City for luxury hotel stays for illegal aliens. That's right, luxury hotel stays, top pricing, no negotiated rate, like an inflated cost. In fact, from what I'm reading, double what the normal room cost would be, plus a commitment for full occupancy in places like the Roosevelt Hotel in New York City for illegal aliens to stay in. A person from FEMA approved that $59 million to go out Friday and be paid to this hotel, knowing they were going against Trump's wishes and Trump's, let's call it a proclamation, his directive that no money go out. This lady did it anyway. I announced yesterday or the day before that she was going to be fired, and she's been fired. And I think there's 3 other people who will be fired also. Let this be a lesson to you. When your boss tells you what to do, you freaking listen to them. Now I know they're going to sue, they're going to try to get a judge or whatever, but so what? Guess what, sugar? Your pension is also going to be affected by this. All of that. Cool thing is, because I know a lot of us, and we talked about this in the comment section, well, great, they're going to fire her, but the American taxpayers lost $59 million. We'll never get it back. We are getting it back. Kristi Noem, the FEMA, Department of Homeland Security Secretary, just announced that they have, quote, clawed that money back. That's a budgetary term whenever you pull that money back that's been spent either erroneously or by accident. They call it clawing the money back. Kristi Noem announces that they have clawed back all of the $59 million. It goes back into the coffers. It does not cost the taxpayers money. I expect to see more of this. That's the thing that we've always complained about Washington, D.C., is that all this money that gets pissed away, even if a hand gets slapped, like in this case, we never see the American taxpayers, I don't want to say benefit, because we don't expect to be benefited. We just don't want to get hosed. I don't want to be fisted to the tune of $59 million every single time some activist in the federal government decides that they want to do something against the president's wishes. And in this case, it's nice to see. We often ask the question, yeah, politicians and bureaucrats always do silly stuff and nobody's held to account. You notice people are starting to get held to account, and you notice they're starting to right some of these wrongs. I don't think I've ever seen, ever in my lifetime, a bureaucrat or a politician held to account and money clawed back or returned to the American taxpayer. Now, we're not going to see it personally, but it does go back into the coffers. We won't get overtaxed on something else. I'm hopeful that a lot of that money is going to start getting pulled back. Money not spent is still money saved. So all the money that they have frozen is certainly money that's going to benefit the American taxpayer down the road. But if they can pull some of this money back that is fraudulently and in a corrupt way spent across the entire globe, what a beautiful thing that is. Again, I've never seen it in my lifetime. This is the first time ever that I've heard of money being pulled back from somebody who got paid, instead of us shrugging our shoulders and going, well, we're not going to let that happen again. No, not only will it not happen again, we're getting the money back. So now either some people are going to have to make some really tough decisions and send somebody's asses back home, or else they can pay for it out of their own pocket. Speaking of paying for it out of their own pocket, did you guys hear? Remember the big hubbub last week was that Politico had received millions and millions of dollars from USAID. Remember that? We talked about how this company, Politico, a media company, where they were paid from the Biden administration, they turned around and wrote nothing but fluffy ads about the Biden administration and nothing but negative ads about the Trump administration, right? So essentially, it was a beautiful thing for them and the White House. The White House was getting free fake press that was all positive, and Politico was getting funded by the White House, approving all of these funds. You heard about that, right? It was a big story last week. Yesterday, for the first time in Politico's existence, check this out. This is going to make you laugh. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at people's misfortune, and I don't care because they were complicit. For the first time in the history of Politico, yesterday, they did not make payroll. The employees at Politico did not receive a paycheck this week. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you the American people, not advertisers, not anybody that wanted anything to do with Politico, the American taxpayers through the Biden White House were completely propping up and funding Politico. And without the American taxpayers propping up these far left, wacko, left-leaning outlets, they can't survive on their own. Look for more of them to fall off. You notice how whenever Trump got elected, how CNN, MSNBC, and a lot of these other outlets started laying off a bunch of people? Do you wonder if they saw what was coming? Now that they really see what's happening, look for more quiet now, because they don't want to admit that this is actually the White House winning. But look for more layoffs from more of these agencies, because I can guarantee you the CNNs and the MSNBCs have been propped up as well, because nobody watches them. There's no way the advertisers are paying for these big luxurious places, office buildings and complexes in Manhattan and everywhere else throughout the country, and paying the salaries of these people. There's no way. Nobody is interested in the product that they provide. So look for more of these people to start getting their businesses shuttered. And quite frankly, I don't feel bad for them. If you know you are working for a corrupt, crooked, left-leaning, wacko, politically driven organization and you stick with them, that's your problem. I don't feel sorry for you 1 minute, and I damn sure don't think my tax dollars should be paying your salary.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America. It's over.